Good evening, people, and welcome to another Friday. These Fridays come around real quick, but welcome to the films that I watched this week. Cheers. And Britain's been flooded. People have been flooded before Christmas, after Christmas. The weather has just been absolutely abysmal. In fact, it's been shit. But anyway, to the films that I watched this week, I think a solid week. Pretty damn good week, maybe. But anyway, we'll start off. I watched Alien. A masterpiece of a film. A film that does slow the right way. Everyone knows Alien. If you don't know Alien, you must be under 12 or over 100 and don't give a shit about it. Then I watched from 2009. I own it. I watched it on TV. The Taking of Pelham 123. This is the remake with Denzel and John Travolta. John Travolta steals the train. Denzel is the train operator with all the computer at the headquarters, and it's up to Denzel to save the day. I like it. I've always liked it. I give it a 7. I give Alien a 9. Then I watched Wreck-It Ralph, because after watching Mario last week, I felt like watching another video game-ish type film, and Wreck-It Ralph's got loads of Easter eggs and stuff in it. A fun film. Perhaps not as fun as it was the first time I watched it, but still a lot of fun, and I like it. I gave that one a 7. I did. Then a film from 1989 called Married to the Mob. This has Michelle Pfeiffer. It has other people in it. Matthew Modine. But Michelle Pfeiffer, she's a mafia wife. She wants out of the mafia. Matthew Modine's an FBI agent, goes undercover, surveillance on her. They meet, they fall in love, and it's that kind of stuff. I liked it. It was fine. I haven't marked it down, but I give it a 6. I think a 6 out of 10 was right. First time watch. Then another Disney film I've only seen once before, but I enjoyed it. Watched it again from 2017. It was Coco. Now, I enjoyed this probably not as much again as the first time round, but are they Mexican? It might be set in Mexico. The whole Day of the Dead. He strums a guitar. This guy strums a guitar and ends up in the land of the dead. And it's cool to see how they are and what happens when you die. I thought that was pretty cool. Fun to watch. Very colourful and very bright. I'll give it a 7. I haven't seen it in a long, long time. Then, from 1997, everyone knows it, and it is Titanic. Hadn't seen that in a long time, but I enjoy it. I used to think that the beginning was a bit boring, but it's really not. You know what I mean? I enjoy watching these people, and the effects maybe don't look as special as they did, but it's still pretty damn impressive when you see the Titanic in the water sticking out like that. By the way, I give that a 9. I like it. I really, really do like it. Then I watched a film called Sisu. This is... I don't know what it is. I don't know what I'm saying. Sisu 2022, with an ex-soldier who discovers gold in the Lapland wilderness. He tries to take the loot into the city, but there's the Nazi soldiers, led by a brutal SS officer, battle him. And they battle him. There's blood. There's limbs get chopped off. The action is cool. I enjoy the action. The rest of it, it's all right. Well, you probably watch this because of the action, maybe, but I give it a 6. I didn't mind it. Wasn't bored, so that's a plus. And from 1973, I didn't know this existed, but it does. The Borrowers. The story of the Borrowers. But unlike the BBC TV show in the 90s, it just deals with the borrowers in the house. They get found, then they go out. They have to leave and they escape. That's it. But the effects, I imagine, for 1973 were pretty impressive. But it just lacked in comparison to that one. I couldn't help but compare them. I couldn't. But, you know, same kind of story. It was alright. Give it a 6. Didn't hate it. Also, this one got a 6 from 1945, The Spanish Main. It's on Maureen O'Hara. It's a swashbuckler. We all know what swashbucklers are like. Pirates, old-fashioned ships firing cannons at each other, sword fights, swinging around, dueling, all that kind of stuff. A good time. A 6. Nothing wrong with that. That's fun. First time watch. Then another Disney, The Princess and the Frog, which I've seen a couple times from 2009. I felt like watching it again, so I watched it. I give it a 7. I got vibes from other Disney films from the past, but you know, it's fine. It's fun. And I give it a 7 out of 10. Then Funny Girl from 1968. I want to say Barbara Streisand. I didn't look it up. It looked like Barbara Streisand. I'm sure it was. All about a film star, and I've written a first name. First name's Fanny. I haven't written down a surname. So looking at another piece of paper I've got, it was Fanny, and I can't read my writing. What the hell does that say? Fanny Bryce. All about Fanny Bryce. Broadway star, film star, comedian, early 20th century. Barbara Streisand had played her on stage before this. Some catchy songs. It's a musical, some catchy songs. I give it a 7 out of 10. I quite liked that. I quite liked it. Told in the flashback, but I quite liked it. And I very much like this next one. How accurate it is to anything what happened, who knows, but it's a film, not a documentary. I'm not a historian, so I don't really care. Mary, Queen of Scots. Vanessa Redgrave was Mary Stuart. You had Ian Holm, Trevor Howard. Lots of British actors in this. All about Mary, Queen of Scots, when she comes back from France. And her and Elizabeth I and all that kind of stuff. Catholics, Protestants and all that kind of stuff. James Bond was in it. Timothy Dalton. And if I'd have seen this back in the day, if I'd have seen this in 1971, and then I was around when Dalton was announced for Bond, I'd be thinking, how can this guy play Bond? But there you go. So I liked it. 1971, I give it an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed that one. I also enjoyed this one, I think it's Japanese anime from 2019 called Weathering with You. This young kid runs away from home, ends up in Tokyo, struggling, meets this girl who can control the weather, falls in love with her, and one thing leads to another. There's a lot more than that in this film, but it looked beautiful. Good story. I give it a 7 out of 10, a big 7. And I liked that one. That was a good one. I thought it was pretty cool. Then to round off the week, we have Richard Kimball in The Fugitive, a wrong man film. Richard Kimball's accused and sentenced to death, actually, because he killed his wife, but he didn't kill his wife. Goes on a hunt to find out the one-armed man who did. Very good. Always liked it. And that's The Fugitive from 1993, even though it's not written down. And I think that is everything I watched this week. It is Comments are welcome.